Hello, and welcome to Petey's PT. You are here for your 15-minute workout of the day. Today we have kettlebell strength. So before we get started warming up, all that you're going to need for this workout is one kettlebell. Choose your weight. If you have multiple kettlebell options, you can always start with one and keep another one close by that you can maybe use later if you're feeling like you need a different challenge. All right, that being said, for kettlebell strength today, let's get started warming up. We're just going to start with some nice torso twists here. Try to get the majority of our rotation through the middle of the mat, stabilizing the hips. Start to think about your breathing. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. From here, we're going to warm up with our hip hinge motion. So put 2 feet outside the hips. You're going to pretend like you're reaching to the wall behind you. Reach back, hinge those hips, and stand on back up. You should feel a lengthen in the hamstrings and an activation in the glutes as you stand up to the top. We're going to go ahead and start to think about pulling our core in. So belly button to the spine. That's how we keep our moves nice and supported as we're going along here. One more to go. All right, let's start opening up the hips. So taking the knee from the inside to the outside and then switching sides. We want to try to get the knee up and over hip level. It's going to help us to really warm up all of the muscles that we need to use today. And taking it the other direction now from the outside to the inside. So while we're warming up, just thinking about the set that we have ahead of us for our workout today. We have 3 exercises. We're going to do 3 times through. We got 10 reps each. Nice and simple setup. All right, from here we're going to go into some squats. So taking the heels outside the hips, chest is nice and proud. We're going to drop the knees out wide to let the hips come down. Taking the knees out wide over the toes to let the hips come down. Chest is nice and proud. Again, thinking about that breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Awesome. 2 more times here. All right, let's get the upper body a little bit more warmed up. So clasp the hands together, turn them the opposite direction, take them up over the head and reach to one side. Stay there for a couple seconds and then switch. Feeling the stretch through the side body and a little bit in the lat. There we go. Awesome. And some arm circles to complete our warm-up. So start nice and big, opening up through the chest, the shoulders. Try to keep the chest proud even though you're circling those arms. Let's go backwards nice and big. Good stuff. Then we can go medium circles going forwards. Warming up the shoulders a little bit more. Again, keeping the chest nice and open. Find space through the collarbones. Go backwards, medium. Getting both directions in. And now little tiny circles going forwards. Just for a second to build some heat. And backwards, little tiny circles. All right, shaking out the arms. Our 3 exercises that we have today. Move number 1 is a suitcase deadlift. So what this means is you're going to be picking up the bell on one side of your body. I want you to focus on keeping the shoulders square and the core braced so that one side doesn't tip as we lift. We're doing a deadlift here. That is our hinge movement. So send your hips back and then squeeze glutes and hamstrings to bring the bell back up to the top. You're going to feel the pull down one side. Keep those shoulders square. We've got 10 each side here. Then we're going to move on into a goblet squat. So, excuse me. For the goblet squat, pull the kettlebell up to the middle of the body. We're going to keep the chest nice and proud. Take the knees outside the hips and squat for 10. You can always drop the weight and do this body weight if you feel like you need to. Our 3rd exercise is a flag push-up. So, for the flag push-up, we have plenty of options. Basically what we mean when we say flag push-up, we're gonna push up and then rotate into a side plank. Push up, rotate into a side plank. We got options here. We can do the push-up and plank on our knees. We can do knees under hips, or we can do that push-up and plank on toes. Totally up to you. Feel free to switch options as needed throughout the workout. All right, now that we know what we're doing today, let's get started. We want to make sure that we get all of our work in our 15 minutes. We are going through these suitcase deadlifts, 10 each side, 10 goblet squats, and 10 flag push-ups. We've got 3 sets through. Ready, set, get after it. All right, I'm starting with my deadlift or my suitcase deadlifts on one side, keeping my shoulders square, standing up, hinging back down. The kettlebell does not have to touch the ground. Go as far as you can while still feeling a hinge in the hips, keeping the back nice and flat, and keeping those shoulders square. Again, you're gonna feel this on one side. It's gonna feel like it's pulling down. We wanna resist that. I'm at 7, I got 3 more on this side. 8, feeling that strength, that lengthening in the hamstrings. Alrighty, I am switching sides here. For 10 on the other side. Now when we go through sets like this, it is at your own pace, but we got a short workout time today, so we want to try and keep the pace moving. This is 5. I'm keeping the weight in the midfoot or the heel, and I'm resisting that rotation in the hips and the shoulders. Believe I got 2 more. This one makes 10. All right, and I'm gonna move right into the goblet squat. So keep the kettlebell up, chest is nice and proud. I'm taking that squat down. Important to keep in mind that feel free to take breaks whenever you need them. We're doing 10 reps of each exercise. Nice and easy setup. So jump out, take a break when you need it, and jump back in. This is 5 for me. Keeping my core nice and tight. Belly button towards the spine. Believe I got 3 more. I'm driving my knees out as I stand up. 2. One more time here. All right. I'm headed down to the ground for a flag push-up. I'm gonna try this first set here on knees. Flag push-ups, we wanna make sure the hands are even with shoulders, elbows are going diagonally back and down, and then we rotate. That's 1. So you got 10 push-ups. Technically, you're gonna do 5 planks each side. So this is 4 right here. I'm making sure to rotate all the way over into that side plank. Hitting the upper body and core at the same time. This is 6. Remember, take any option you need. Even with this one, I can take the push-up with knees under hips, and then I can step into a side plank on one knee. This one right here is 10. All right, and I'm popping back up for set number 2. We got 3 sets total today. Work at a pace that feels good for you. Take the breaks that you need. Let's do this. Coming back in for my suitcase deadlift, set number 2. 10 each side. Now that I'm feeling a little more comfortable with the movement, I can think about coming up to the top of my deadlift, nice and quick. Get that explosive movement in. This is 7 for me on this side. 8. Woo. Really feeling that burn, that strength in the hamstrings and the glutes. I think that was 10. I'm switching to the other side. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good stuff, good stuff. Stay with it. Woo! Start to feel the legs shake a little bit. Also getting some core work in here too, as we do single side and then the other side. I got 1 more. Woo! Set my belt down. Shaking out the legs just for a second before I jump into those goblet squats. All right. For the squats, I'm taking my heels outside of the hips. Now it comes to the front of the body. Remember, you can always do these body weight. Keep those elbows locked in. Going for 10. So just like the deadlift, I'm driving up to the top here.
If I just stand still.
Stay nice and tight even at the bottom of the squat. I got 3 more. Keep breathing, keep working. I know we're starting to feel that burn, but we're almost there. That's the beauty of a 15-minute workout. Down for 5 push-up. Taking mine on my knees again. That's an option that feels good for me. It allows me to get my elbows down to 90 degrees in that push-up without sacrificing my core. I can still keep my core nice and tight, but achieve that range. If you're trying to get down to your depth and you notice that your core is dipping like this, take the next option so that you can be nice and supportive. Now I was talking, which isn't helpful for counting. I think I got 3 more. Working through it, working through it. All right, I'm coming on up. That was set number 2. We got 1 more set to go today. 3 sets all the way through. We got this, we got this. Suitcase deadlifts, 10 each side. No matter what pace you're working at, I love that you're checking in with your body and working to the pace that feels good for you. That's what this is all about. Making fitness work for you. With time, with effort, with equipment. It's all about how you can make it work in your environment, your physical environment, your mental environment. It all makes a difference. Here I am talking again instead of counting. I'm gonna do 3 more on this side. Switching, switching, switching. All right, so keep in mind we're in our last set. We're getting tired. Make sure that the shoulders are staying square, the hips are staying square, the core is staying tight, and we're hinging the hips back. So again, think about reaching to touch a wall behind you, or maybe closing a car door. So you just got out of the car, your hands are full, you gotta close that car door with your booty. Woo. That's our hip hinge. I got 3 more here. Legs are shaking. It's a good thing it's my last set. I got 1 more. Woo! Put the bell down for a second. Shaking out the legs before I move into Goblet Squats. Last set of 10 here. Bell comes up to the front. Again, I'm still breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth. If I can, weather change out here making that difficult. If you can't breathe out your nose because it's all stuffed up, that's okay. Mouth breathing is still breathing. Remember, we're taking the knees out wide as we support this squat. I got 3 more here. All right, woo! I'm coming down for my last set of flag push-ups. I'm sticking with my knee option. That's what feels good for me today. Keep breathing, keep moving. That's not me, no. I love you right back. And come and hold you whenever you're sad. This is 5. I got 5 more to go in my last set. Love you right back. Love you right back. 3 more, 3 more. Keep driving that ground away. Keeping the core tight. I got 1 more to go. All right. Woo. Just resting after you finish that last set. So again, I worked it at a pretty quick pace. Woo. As you can tell, this is turned more into cardio than straight. Good to have both. Woo. No matter what pace you're working on, keep working. Finish all your reps. You got this. I'm going to show you a couple stretches before we call it real here. Number 1, your classic hamstring stretch. We really worked on lengthening those hamstrings today in our suitcase deadlift. Also worked on some obliques in here, having to hold that bell upright on one side. And switching it up. So even that little bit of strength, even at 15 minutes, is enough to cause a metabolic effect, to give your muscles some work, to give your posture some work, your core some work, to give your brain some work. Even 15 minutes is all it takes. All right, coming up to a standing position here. I want to stretch out the chest. We did a lot with push-ups today. Clasp the hands behind the back, hold to release. Finding space through the chest. Give yourself a pat on the back. Thank yourself for doing this workout today, being here for this 15 minutes. I sure am glad you're here. No matter what time you're joining, where you're joining from, shaking those arms out. I like to cross them up over and under. Shaking out the legs, shaking out the arms. Take a swan dive down to the toes. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Get to the top, reach those arms up as well. And a full relax. Thank you so much for joining today for 15 minutes of kettlebell strength. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm thankful that you're here today. I can't wait to see you next time. See you later.